this sounds like the most simplistic analogy, but I sometimes think of directing a bit like cooking. You know, you have your recipe and you just try and get best ever ingredients. And then on the day, you never really quite know how it's going to fly.
What is How to Please a Woman about?
So How to Please a Woman is a film that I kind of describe as a powerful comedy. And it's about what happens when Gina, who is 50, loses her job and has to reinvent herself.
I just think there are a lot of women who really like the thought of a man cleaning their house, shirtless on request, and I think they'll pay for it. Is that all right with everyone?
When did the idea for this film first come about?
I read and I heard about a company in Australia which ran sexual services for women. I was just a bit interested in who are these women who run this company and who are their clients? And the women who ran the company described themselves as housewives. So I read everything I could about them and then I contacted them and we spoke at length.
You know, it's just for cleaning, right?
I want what she had.
So it was really important to me to have realistic depictions of women. Often women who are in stories sort of around, over 40 or 50 are often, you hear much more about their journey as a mother, or aging themes come into it. It's women kind of, having to deal with getting a bit older or these things. And I just wasn't interested in any of those stories. I just told, I think, what a completely normal story. Well, okay, they're not completely normal. I told very human stories and I just put women at the centre of it. And I kind of left children out of it. So that I just put these women in the story as characters experiencing real things. It was actually pretty simple.
Has no one ever told you that?
No.
And so how long ago are we talking, that you came across this story and kind of started thinking this could be a film?
So it was about 5 years in development through to end of production. And it was very much for me triggered by Screen Australia's initial Gender Matters round. So that gave me a massive push on. And so I began with a synopsis to enter a development stream and we were successful in our application, which was so competitive. I think every female filmmaker in Australia was there with their project.
Can you talk through the casting a little bit and particularly getting Sally Phillips on board in that leading role?
When you think about casting a movie like this, you can choose, do I kind of go for a drama actor? And I wanted to go comedy because I think a quality that comedy actors have that Sally Phillips has in spades is they're fearless, and Sally is lovable and relatable. So she's the perfect mix of what I was looking for. So I kind of, as you do, you send the script sort of almost on bended knee and you hope they'll read it. So she read it and loved it and had a really strong connection right away. And we had a great connection right away as well.
Obviously, you don't have to if you don't want to.
And in terms of making actors feel comfortable on set, what were some of those conversations like? How did you kind of work with that?
I try and do a thing on set where I really try and hold a space that is really relaxed. I mean, one of the things that I tried to make sure we did to help people be comfortable during intimate scenes is not to just have a room full of male crew. I mean, I think we know this now, and we have intimacy coordinators, and I've done some of that training. But interestingly, it was Ryan Johnson who had to do the intimacy scene, and he was the one who had the least clothes on. So I asked him later, oh, well, Ryan, I brought in all these women. Did that help for you? And his comment was that was so much better than a room full of men. So the other thing I think can help things feel relaxed on set is having a mix of genders, intimacy or not, just changes up the energetics.
You just tell me what I'm doing wrong and I will listen.
What do you hope audiences will take away from watching How to Please a Woman?
I would love it if this film just maybe opened up conversations in people's lives a little bit, so that, yes, I'd love them to have a great time at the cinema. I'd love them to see it at the cinema. It is a film that plays well with an audience. I think the main way is just to enable new conversations to happen between people, particularly between lovers.